let's work on our language arts. We'll start first with our practice book on page 259 and 261, and we'll read from our textbook page 174 through 203. Today's story will actually be the textbook cover. So if you see that cover and you've wondered what that story is, today we're going to read it together. Let's start first with our practice book page 259. Page 259 is called Carl's Journey. Circle and write the word that completes each sentence. Take a look at the illustration as a clue, and then let's look at number 1 together. Carl is going on a space beacon journey. A beacon could best be described if you think about a lighthouse. A lighthouse is usually built up high on a cliff where that bright light can shine out to the sea to let sailors know that they're getting close to the shore. They're getting close to water, and so they need to be aware so that they plan very carefully how they bring their boat closer to the shore safely. A beacon provides a bright light. Journey is like a trip. So number 1, Carl is going on a space beacon journey. The best choice is journey. Two, people to wish him luck. Appear, whispers. People appear to wish him luck. People whispers to wish him luck. Appear. Three, follow the beacon of light. Andy. Remember these small curved lines at the start and here at the end of that phrase? Those 2 lines that are curved, they look like a comma, but when they're up high and there's 2 of them together, they're called quotation marks. Quotation marks mean somebody is talking. Follow the beacon of light. Appears, warns Andy. Follow the beacon of light. Warns Andy. Four, Carl to take pictures. Promises, beacons. Carl, to take pictures. Promises. Five, this journey is Carl's monarch favorite. This journey is Carl's favorite. Once you finish writing, let's go ahead and start reading in our textbook. We are on textbook page 174 and 175. Get set to read Fireflies for Nathan. A jar of fireflies. In this story, you will read about a boy who spends time with his grandparents. They catch fireflies in a jar, just like the boy's father did when he was 6. Words to know. Go ahead and repeat after me. Above, against, already, caught, begin, minute, dark, star, jar, arm. Let's look at our practice sentences and read them together. 1. Nathan got a jar to catch fireflies. 2. It was already dark when he saw the first star in the sky above. 3. Soon the fireflies would begin to come out. 4. Nathan saw a light against the dark sky. 5. He caught one firefly and put it in the jar. 6. In a minute, he had 5 fireflies in his jar. 7. He held the jar tight with his arm and let all the fireflies out. When you're ready, let's turn the page. Fireflies for Nathan by Shulamith Levi Oppenheim, pictures by John Ward. Already look at these beautiful illustrations. They're so nicely done to show what fireflies really look like. Now, first grade, I must tell you, I have not seen fireflies in real life for myself. I have only ever seen pictures and videos of fireflies. Maybe you have seen them for yourself in real life. But where we live right here in California, they're not common. So you probably have seen them, if you've seen them, in a different place. Let's go ahead and take a look at this story. Looking at our first illustration, here we can see something happening. Look at this setting. We seem to be in an area that's surrounded by a lot of beautiful nature. There might be a lake nearby. We see that there are people standing at the door and their hands are up and they're waving. And there is a person who is driving away. So this is an interesting clue as to what's happening in our story. Let's go ahead and turn the page. Ready? Begin. Nathan asks, when Daddy lived here, was he little like me? Nana smiles. He was. We came here when he was almost 6. I'm 6 already, Nathan says. You are. And Nana kisses Nathan on the cheek. What was Daddy's favorite thing to do when he was 6? Nathan asks. Nana thinks and thinks. Fireflies, she says. Before we turn the page, let's figure out who are these characters. We know there's Nathan, Nana. There's another person included here in our illustration, and they also keep mentioning Daddy. So these people, a good prediction would be that these are the grandparents. They're the parents of Daddy. And Nathan is here visiting his grandparents. So in that picture before, that must have been his dad who was driving away in the car. Let's turn and continue. Notice how the illustrations have changed their colors. Not only is it that it's dark outside, but I think it's also helping us to realize that this is a memory from a different time. And listen as Nana explains. Ready? Begin. When night came on, the 3 of us, your Poppy too, would creep across the lawn just when the fireflies began to star the grass. Your Daddy caught a few, 3, 4, or 5, enough to make a shining lamp. I know exactly where the jar has been. So this illustration is a memory that Nana is describing to her grandson of what she used to do with Daddy when he was a little boy. Let's turn. Nathan jumps up. Please, Nana, let's go in and get the jar. It's almost night. Turn. Wow, look at how beautiful this setting is. Look at this nature setting. There's some trees, the tall grass. There's that very small pond, and the sunset is happening. It seems to be a very peaceful place. Let's read. Nathan and Nana and Poppy are sitting in the grass. The sky is streaked with red. They're waiting for the night to come. Their feet are bare. Let's turn. A ladybug begins a journey over Nathan's toes. You can see that right here. A goldfinch lights atop a spread of Queen Anne's lace. I'll pause here for a moment to describe a few things. When it says a goldfinch, that's this type of bird right here. When it says lights atop, it means it lands, but softly. Because this bird is a small bird and it doesn't weigh very much, it can land gently and carefully. Atop is another way of saying on top. A spread of Queen Anne's lace. Queen Anne's lace is this type of flower that you see right here. So this bird is actually landing on top of this flower. Now imagine this flower is probably not very large, so the fact that the bird can land on top means the bird is very lightweight. So again, this is still a very peaceful place. A monarch butterfly wings in and out, and you see that butterfly right here. Deep in the pond, the bullfrogs croak, "Good night, good night." The minutes pass. Nathan shakes his leg. The ladybug falls off his foot. He tugs at Poppy's sleeve. "Not yet," Poppy says. Let's turn. More minutes pass. Nathan pulls at Nana's arm. "It's getting dark. Where are the fireflies, Nana?" "They'll be here soon." Nana and Poppy nod their heads. Right? He has to wait. He must be patient. This is nature, and you can't just rush when you want nature to be out when you're ready for it. So he just has to learn to be patient here. Let's turn. And very soon, 1, 2, then 3 and 4, the firefly glows up here. The blinking yellow lights are everywhere above the grass. Nathan and Nana and Poppy creep across the lawn. "Slowly, slowly," Poppy whispers. "Let Nana hold the jar." And here we can see that's what's happening. We see she has the jar in this hand here. And that's probably why they are not wearing any shoes. They want to be very quiet so they don't startle the fireflies. Let's turn. Nathan cups his hand around a glow. "I've got one, Poppy." "Nana, I want to see it blinking on and off." "Careful," Nana warns. But it's too late. The firefly is gone. Nana whispers, "Just like your daddy." It's pretty sweet. This is a really special story to see how this young boy, who is just as excited about fireflies as his dad, caught one, but because he wanted to see it so badly, he opened up his hands to look, and the firefly used that as a chance to escape. He can't look at it until it's inside of the jar. Let's see if he tries again. You have to keep your hands cupped tightly till you drop the firefly in the jar. Nathan promises, I will. And soon the jar becomes a beacon in the night. Remember this word beacon to describe a light source. Well, look here, this once empty jar, now with the fireflies inside, has become this bright source of light. Let's turn. The firefly jar is sitting by the bed. Nana tucks the sheet up under Nathan's chin. Poppy kisses Nathan's cheek. Do you like catching fireflies with me? Nathan asks. We do. Just as much as with my daddy? Just as much. You can let them out when I'm asleep. Nana and Poppy smile. That's what your daddy always said. And that's a sweet thing too, because even though Nathan enjoys looking at the fireflies, he knows they are not in their habitat here, so he does want to release them and let them go back out. That's true. I'm going to tell Mommy and Daddy all about catching fireflies with you. Nathan yawns and lays the firefly jar beside him on the pillow. He presses his cheek against the glass. Nana, I'm glad you saved the jar. And so are we. Nana and Poppy tiptoe from the room. And so are we. I'm sure this is bringing back a lot of great memories for Nana and Poppy. Meet the author. Besides writing books, Shulamith Levy Oppenheim has acted in small plays. She writes books for children and adults. She gets story ideas from spending time with her 5 grandchildren. Meet the illustrator. John Ward is an artist who lives in New York. He learned about painting in art school. His illustrations of people and families have been in many children's books. And if you turn one more page, first grade, you'll see. Here are some ideas if you're interested in creating your own art that they call a glowing picture. It says, number 1, draw a scene from the story that shows fireflies. Here they have drawn Nathan barefoot in the grass with some trees and a few of these yellow dots to represent the fireflies. 2, use a pencil to poke holes through the fireflies on your paper. You might want to ask somebody for some help with this. 3, shine a flashlight from behind your paper to make the fireflies glow. When you're ready, let's complete our language arts page 261. 261 is called What Happened Next? These sentences about Nathan are mixed up. Cut out and paste them in the correct order. Okay, let's read them and then we'll decide which one goes first. Nathan caught fireflies in the jar. Nathan went to stay with Nana and Poppy. Nathan took the jar and went to bed. Nathan waited for it to get dark. Which one is number 1? The first thing that happened is Nathan went to stay with Nana and Poppy. So we'll put a 1 right here. That way later when you're cutting and gluing, you'll put this on the rectangle that says 1. Okay, we need to figure out what happened next. Nathan caught fireflies in the jar. Nathan took the jar and went to bed. Nathan waited for it to get dark. Number 2 is he waited for it to get dark. Then 3, Nathan caught fireflies in the jar, or Nathan took the jar and went to bed. The first thing he has to do is he has to catch them. So Nathan caught the fireflies in the jar, and finally, Nathan took the jar and went to bed. You can go ahead and cut out these rectangles and glue them onto the appropriate spaces.